Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a simple and quiet man named Edward. People called him Uncle Edward. He was around 45 to 50 years old. His clothes were plain, and there was always an innocent smile on his face. Anyone who saw him would say, "Poor fellow, he's very naive." Edward did not have a big business, no farmland, and no job. He would wake up every morning, go to the temple, do a little sweeping and cleaning, and then spend the rest of the day quietly walking around the village. The village youths often teased him. "Look, look, here comes crazy Edward. What foolish thing will he say today?" Children didn't throw stones at him, but they mocked him by copying his actions and laughing loudly. Many times, people would intentionally ask him strange and twisted questions just to hear an odd answer and make fun of him. But Uncle Edward never got angry. He would simply smile and walk away. There was one strange thing that bothered everyone in the village. Edward had no job, yet every Monday he would offer gold coins at the temple. Sometimes he distributed sweets to children, and sometimes he brought medicines for the elderly. One day, the village headman said, "Something is definitely wrong. Where does a man like Edward get so much money from?" So, a few clever boys of the village made a plan. On Sunday afternoon, everyone was called to the village square. Edward also came, wearing the same old torn kurta and carrying the same innocent face. The headman placed 2 coins in front of the crowd, 1 silver and 1 gold, and said to Edward, "Pick the coin that is more valuable." Without thinking for even a moment, Edward picked up the silver coin. The crowd burst into loud laughter. "See, that's why we say he's crazy." One child shouted, "Uncle Edward can't even count properly." Edward just smiled and walked away. No one noticed that he quietly slipped the silver coin into his pocket. There was a smart boy in the village named Henry. He often observed Edward's actions. He suspected that this man was not as simple as he appeared. He decided, "Today, I will follow him." When Edward reached his home, Henry quietly followed him and knocked on the door after some time. Edward opened the door and said warmly, "Oh, Henry, come in, son. How are you?" Henry got straight to the point. "Uncle Edward, why did you pick the silver coin instead of the gold one? You do know which coin is more valuable, right?" Edward laughed softly and said, "Sit down, son. Let me show you something." He went inside the room and brought out an old box. Inside it were gold coins, silver coins, and jewelry. Henry's eyes widened in shock. "Where did all this come from?" he asked. Edward replied calmly, "Every time the villagers call me to make fun of me, I pick a silver coin. They laugh, they feel entertained, and they invite me again next time. Each time, I take some silver or money and leave. Sometimes 5 or 6 silver coins, sometimes sweets, sometimes old clothes." Then he added, "And let me tell you one more thing. The day I pick the gold coin, the game will be over. They will stop laughing. They will stop calling me. I do not pay the price of entertainment with my self-respect. I sell it wisely. I know very well who the real fool is, me or the people who keep calling me again and again." The lesson from this story is that true intelligence is not about looking smart on the surface. True intelligence belongs to the one who knows how to use time, opportunity, and even foolishness wisely. From the next day onward, no one in the village had the courage to meet Edward's eyes. If you know what you are doing, listen to others' laughter, but never let it become an obstacle on your path. If you liked this story, please share it. I will meet you again with a new story, a new lesson, and fresh inspiration. Until then, keep smiling, stay patient, and keep walking on your path. Thank you.